Hi all, welcome to my channel. I'm Mark, this is Mark's Mods, and today guys we are going to continue with the Lamborghini Miura. So we are going to do part 2 of pack 3, stages 20 to 24. Got it right, thank goodness for that. I'm still trying to get used to it. So yeah, we're going to be finishing working on the engine today, which is going to be a lot of fun because there's not a lot to do in it. A lot of just pushing parts in and I think connecting a few pipes and bits and pieces. So I'm hoping, fingers crossed, this should be quite an easy one today. I do have pack 4 all the way back in the drawers behind me. So I can get on with pack 4 before my next delivery comes, which I don't think I've got one coming this month. I've got one coming next month, I believe, but don't quote me on that at all because I'm not too sure where it is at the moment, to be perfectly honest with you. Anyway, we better get started with this one today. So with all that said, let's get modelling. Okay, so let's start with stage 20. This is attaching the alternator. So we'll get into our pack here. Our stage, should I say. Put that to one side. So we've got various bits and pieces. We've got some type A screws. So we'll get them out. Okay, so let's see what we have to do in this issue. Okay, so the first thing it wants us to do is we need to bring over the engine that we've been working in a previous issue. And we need this part here. Just going to put them up there. I'll get this part out. And it wants us to put it onto more or less there, just down there. Okay, and we are attaching that with a type A screw. So I'm just wondering whether that's metal or plastic I'm going into. I think it's plastic. So there's no need for any 3-in-1 oil. Yeah, that's definitely plastic it's going into, because there'd be more resistance if it was metal. Okay, so we've done that now. Okay, so we move on to the next step. The next step is we need this part here, and we need this part here. I believe this is part of the alternator. Okay, so there we go. That's been nicely packaged with a bit of foam. And we'll get this bit out here. Okay, so what it wants us to do is we need to put this onto here, I believe. I'm just wondering where these pins line up to. Right, okay. Or do they line up at all? Right, so can't see them doing so. Ah, right, so some sort of gaps down the side, and that's where it's going to line up into. Right, so I need to make sure I get this on the right way. Nope, not that way. That way. That lines up that one. That lines up that one. That lines up that one. And then push together. Okay. Right, so bringing the engine back across. We need this side here. And this is going to go on to, I believe, just here, I think. Double checking that. Yeah. Okay, so it's going to go into that pin there. It's not the best fit in the world. Let's just scroll down and see if there's a picture of it in place. Right, okay, so let's see how this has been done. So, for some reason, it wants it the other way around. Right, this is a little bit confusing. So it wants it that way around. Okay, so we put that together. But I don't see how that's going to go onto there. Right, hang on. Right, so there's a sort of thing down there. So does that go? Does that go into, say, there like so? I think it goes like that. And then it slots in. Ah, there we go. Down onto there. Bringing it to me just to sort of line this up so I can move it. Right, so that's how it goes on. Okay, that did confuse me slightly there, but it's on. Okay, so the next two parts, you need this part here. Okay, try and get it out of the bag that it's in. And we need this part here. Okay, so we've got them now. And we basically need to put this part onto here. That way around. And then this bit is going to basically go into the alternator. And then I'm going to connect into that top bit just like that. Fantastic. Okay, so moving on to the next section. It wants us to now twist this round to here. Get it in the orientation it's got it in, which is this way. Because we need this, we need this bit here. This is the engine support. Okay. And this is going to be going into this part just down here. Now it's only can fit on one way, but that is extremely loose. Right, okay, I think I'm going to have to use a little bit of glue on that one because that's extremely loose. It looks like it's been cut out a bit more than what it should do. So that's fine, we'll get some glue. Get a bit of glue out. Okay. Not always a push fit. And then we'll stick that into there like so. And then just let that glue set. Okay. And that is stage 20 complete. Okay, so moving on to stage 21. Let's get the parts out. Okay, so in this section we will be installing the clutch. Okay, so here we go. So the first part it wants out is this part here. Okay, so I think that's the bell housing for the clutch. And it wants this part here. Okay, and I'm just going to move them to up there. Just make sure I tidy up as I go. Because I do like a tidy desk. And what it's wanting us to do is basically we need to fit this part onto here. There's 2 pins. So let's just push it down into place. There we go. Nice. Okay. And then basically we are going to be fitting this. And we're just going to basically put it on to this part here. And push down into place. Fantastic. Okay, so next part we need, I believe so, is this part here. I'll get this out the bag. Okay, and that is going to be going on to these 2 holes just here. Just looking how it has it this way. So it can only go on way, as far as I know, we've got a larger peg and a smaller peg. So it can only go in one way. And at times it is the thing of trying to line these parts up. And sometimes you do need some tweezers. Oh, no, I don't want to go in that way. So I may have to open these holes out a little bit if this is not going to go in. It seem to be struggling a little bit. We'll just persevere for a little bit longer and just see if we can get this in. So I'm definitely putting it in the right way, according to the instructions. Right, so that's sort of one side in, but the other side just doesn't want to sort of line up and go in. So I am trying, because one, like I said, one side's in. No, it's just all come out. So I think I might have to widen the smaller hole slightly, which is okay. You know, these are inject molded parts, so you are going to come across problems like this down the line. It would be nice if it all just went together, you know, as it should. Right, I've got major problems with that little hole there, so I'm just going to get my scalpel. I'm just going to make it a little bit bigger, and we'll see if that helps. So that's just taken maybe, probably not even 0.5 millimetre off it. It's still quite tough to get in, and it's in. So yeah, just had to make that hole a little bit bigger there for that one. Okay, so moving on to the next stage. Next we need is this part here, and we are going to be fitting this onto the clutch bell housing, and we're going to fit it into that part there and that part there. Okay, so put that one in the top first of all, which is a nice tight fit, and then we'll put this onto here. Make sure it's all clipped down. There we go, that's that bit in. Okay, we're making good progress today. Right, okay. Now this is saying it's got a spring, really? Did I see a spring in this issue? Don't think. Oh gosh, yes, there's a spring. Oh no. Oh, I never do well with springs. Oh dear. Okay. This could get tricky. So it's got to go on the end there, and then it wants to hook on to, oh my word, a tiny hole just down there that the spring has got to hook onto. Oh. Okay, right. I'm never that great with springs, guys. I will wholeheartedly admit that. And I might need to put my glasses on for this one, because this is minute. Okay, so let's try and get it through the first hole. First of all, I'm going to put my glasses on, so I've got a better viewing of this. And if I need to cut, I'll cut and get it on. But let's try and do this on camera first of all. Okay. Doesn't help that the spring is deciding to do what it does, which is spring everywhere. Okay, so let's try and get this on. So, this is the smallest hole I think I've ever seen on this. Wow. How the heck are you supposed to get that on? Oh, right, okay, it's on the first, so it's on that bit. Okay, right, so we're on there. Now we just need to sort of stretch it so we can hook it on to the top bit, which might be easier said than done. Let me get the tweezers that come with this build. Okay, so I've got the tweezers that come with this build. Okay, we're on. We are on. If you look at that, if we can get it into frame, there we go, we're on. Okay. Oh, goodness me. Okay, right, so we've done that. The next part we need is this part here. That was, yeah. That was really, really testing. Okay, now that part, I believe, is now going to completely cover all that lovely work we've just done by going on here. So all that lovely work we've just done with the spring is now covered. Yeah, don't you just love part work sometimes? Sometimes. Okay, right, so that is stage 21 complete. Okay, so let's move on to pack 22. Sorry, stage 22. Okay, again, we've got loads of bits in here. Okay, so let's see what we're doing in stage 22. Okay, so in this one we are fitting essential engine parts. Okay, so the first part it wants out is this part here. Okay, so we need to move around to this side of the engine, and it wants you to fit this. This is literally going to go from here, just slotting just some pins down to there. That is the water pump. Okay. Okay, so the next thing we need is this part here, which is the oil filter. Move that out of the way. Okay, and that's going to fit just on there like that. It's a key shape pattern, so it can only go on one way, which is great. Doesn't have to make me worry about where these things are actually going. It's a bit stiffer the can't go in there. See if I can put a bit of pressure on it, just to try and get it all the way in. Because there we are. It's nicely seated in now. Okay, so we've got that part. The next part we need is we need to take the engine oil connector pipe. So we need this pipe here. Okay. We need this part here. And we need this part here. Now it's more or less saying where these are going to go. So we need to put this bit, I'm not too sure what this is, so sorry about that, onto there. We need to put this part, I believe, into there like so, at an angle. And then this part is going to go into there. This should be quite easy after all that Titanic piping we did. And into the end there. Okay. Right, so next we need the oil dipstick. That is just simply going to fit in. There's just a black part down here. Right, there's no key shape pattern to this, but let's get my tweezers on it. just to try and get it in. These, to tell you the truth, I mean, I've worked on the Ecto one, worked on the DeLorean. These dipsticks, they never go in the way you want them to. They always end up being an absolute pain. And it's getting in there to put the pipe in. So it's partially in. I know it's really hard to see this. Everybody, no, that's come out again. Right, that's in. Okay, and that's where it should be coming out of. Right, so the next thing we need are these parts here. Got like a T-junction, and then we've got another pipe. So it wants us to go onto here, just like that. Okay. Then the T-shaped pattern wants to go onto the longest pipe coming out, just like so. And then the other side of the smaller one, it wants to go in the other end. So, just like so. And that is it. Okay, so that was looking very nice. That was, the pipe work was a lot easier there than what I thought it was going to be. But this engine is looking really, really superb by looking at it. Looks an amazing, amazing piece of work. So that is, stage 22 complete. Okay, so if we move on to stage 23. Really, really getting on with these now, which is fantastic. One thing I like about pack building is you really do feel like you've made an impact on the build. Because you can see something that doesn't start off much, and then by the end of it you think, wow, amazing. Okay, so this section is the oil pump and breather system. And the first thing it wants is this part here. This is the oil breather separator box. Right, so if we take this part here, we sort of orientate it like that. It wants us to put it in to this bit just up here. Now again, it's keyed, there's only one way it can go on. Okay, another push fit connection. So we've got that on now. So moving on to the next stage, we need the next part, which are these parts here. And then this bit is just going to go connect onto the bit that we just put in. That's a nice nice fit. Apart from the bottom, which it's got to line up. Okay, so we've got that part on. Oh, that's better. That's much better. Okay, that's the next part. So that that was the oil pump. So next is, oh gosh, this bit here. Now where's that gonna go? I think that goes just at the top here. It's amazing how all these just sort of do sort of interlink together. Okay, so that's the oil filler cap in place. And then the next bit is this bit in here. Okay, so let's work out where that goes. Okay, right. So this is going to go from, I believe, oh gosh, right. Okay, so up from what the first part we put in, and that's then going to go into the hole just down there and push into place. It's tough. Hang on, that is very, very snug fit. I think I need to make that hole a little bit bigger. It happens, like I said, when we had to open out the hole before. It's just, yeah, it can be paint, it can be anything that's in there, stopping it from going in properly. So if we just make that a little bit bigger, it might just go in all the way. That's more or less all the way, but I'll just see if I can get it to go in a little bit further. Just with a... Right, okay, that's as far as it's going to go in. Okay, so we've done that. Okay, and that is that stage complete. Wow. So if we're looking at the front now, because this would be the front of the engine, that would be the back of the engine. Wow, amazing. Absolutely amazing. Wow, absolutely awesome. So that is stage 23 complete. Okay, so here's stage 24. Nice bit of chunker that we've got here. So I'm just going on, and now this is the rear frame. Rear frame, and we've got bits for suspension and everything. So we're not working on the engine at the moment anymore. So let's get into this. This is huge. Oh, wow. And it's metal. Wow, that's got some considerable weight with it. Okay, so we've got some brackets and bits and pieces and some type A screws. Okay, right, so here we go, start moving on to something completely and utterly different in this build. Right, so this is the rear frame. Right, so I'll read what it says in step 1. The frame will support the engine with the widest part facing towards the front of the car and the narrowest part towards the rear. Note that the 2 screw holes indicated by the arrows, which it's saying them 2 there. And it says, before attaching the supports to the frame, we recommend driving the spare screw into the 2 holes indicated in the previous step to ensure the parts fit together as best as possible. Apply a small amount of oil, then drive the screw into the hole without over tightening. Then repeat for the other hole. Remove the screw before moving on to the next step. Okay, I think we can accommodate that. So I'll grab a bit of 3-in-1 oil like it recommends and we'll go for it. So we're not going to over tighten. Okay, so that one's done. So back that screw off. And then we'll do the same on the other side. I don't think there would have been any issues with this, to tell you the truth, but he wants us to do it, so we'll do it. Okay, that's not tight, so we can back that screw off now. Okay, right. So now we've done that. Right, so it wants these parts here. These are the 2 back supports for the lower suspension. And these are going to go on. Now there is a difference between them. If I can figure it out. So that one is, I think, the right one. I believe that is the left one. Okay. So what we need to do is, I believe we need to put that one onto there. I think. Oh no, it's not a very good fit. And it doesn't go around the other way. No, so let's see what it looks like if you're on a different picture. Okay, so right, so it does go on like that. Okay, and we need to screw that in with a type A screw. If it lines up. A little bit fiddly, but okay, I'm just going to screw that down. As it'll go, because if it's holding suspension, then it needs to be. And then we'll put the other on the other side. So I'll put that on there. It's nice to be doing something different on this vehicle. Really nice. I'll screw that into place when it lines up. So probably it just doesn't. It's just not. Sometimes it just doesn't want to line up. And then you can feel it when it is lined up. But looking at it, it wants to go in anywhere but where the screw hole is. Come on. You know, after all that detailed engine work, and it's this that is disagreeing with me. Well, let's take the screw out and then see if we can have it manually lined up by sight. As you can see, it's going in anywhere else apart from where I want it to. No, it's not having it at all. Right. Got it. Got the screw. I'd say that's pretty lined up good. So I'll just get the screw back on the screwdriver. I don't think I could have it any better than that. Yeah, that's lined up. Excellent. Okay, so let's screw this down. Okay, so that's now, them two are now in place. Okay, so that's it. Okay, so we're not using these in this issue. So yeah, just double check that and make sure they're correct on that one. So yeah, we've done that. Yeah, we've done that. So we put these away for a safer time. So what I'll do is I'll get these and I'll see if I can put them in a screw pot just for safekeeping. And then while I'm here, I'll put away the spare type A screws as well. And that this all there needs to do in this stage. This is all we need to do in this pack 3, part 2. So we have part 1 and we have part 2. So yeah, part 2 is complete. Pack 3 is complete, and stages 20 to 24 are complete as well. Well guys, that's it for pack 3 of the Miura. So we've done part 1 this week and we've also done part 2 this week. So yeah, I think we've made quite a lot of progress. I'm just looking at that engine. It is amazing. That is a lot bigger engine than the Ecto 1 engine, and it's a lot bigger engine than the DeLorean engine. I can tell you that now. It is massive. So I am super impressed with this build now. It's just amazing what we started with at the beginning of pack 3 and what we finished out with at the end of pack 3 is absolute like leaps and bounds, guys. It really is. It's totally amazing. So yeah, I'm really pleased with that. What I will do is I will check my Agora account and find out when my next delivery of the Miura will be. And then that will relate whether I can start pack 4 or not. I'm not too sure if I can start that yet. I'm trying to get up to date with everything. I thought I was getting up to date with the Rossi motorcycle yesterday by doing the next pack of that. Turns out, no, I can't get ahead because I had another delivery today of more Rossi motorcycles. So I'm hopefully going to be doing some of that this weekend, all being well. The camper van, I'm still waiting on the replacement issue 32 from D'Agostini. I know that's being processed at the moment, but it hasn't been sent. And when it's been sent, it can take a couple of weeks to come. So at the moment, the camper van's on hold. So the only two builds I'm building at the moment is the Miura and the Rossi bike. So thank goodness I've got a bit of backlog to keep me going on that one. Anyway, if you like this video, please give it a massive thumbs up. If you haven't already subscribed, please remember to subscribe and hit the notification bell and you'll be notified of any future issues on the channel. Why am I saying problems? I don't know. Okay, bye, but stay safe and bye for now.